All right, welcome again. Welcome to a new class. Welcome to class number 194, the next to last class. The last class? No, the next to last class. Similar to the last of the Mohicans, but this was the next to last of the Mohicans who didn't become famous. The next to last class, class number 194. So, as of now, we have only 2 classes left to finish. And I'm still a little hoarse. Llevo unos días afónico. I've been hoarse for the last few days. I have laryngitis. I have a frog in my throat. A veces se dice tengo una rana en la garganta. Curiosa expresión. But I think I can speak well enough to continue teaching today. So today is the next to last class. Tomorrow's class will be a general review. No, tomorrow I will talk to you about things you need to do to improve your English. So tomorrow will be a technical class from the point of view of recommendations on different ways that you can learn English. A few suggestions of what to avoid, what not to do, and what to do. Me personally, I have 35 years of experience teaching English and watching people learn. And so my conclusions are interesting, I think. And the conclusions I have reached after so many years teaching are conclusions reached after 35 years of observation and experimentation. Or al revés, must be experimentation and observation of results and observation of other cases where I was not the teacher, watching people solve or not solve the English learning dilemma. Okay, class number 194. Let's start with a brief review of class number 193. But on camera number 1, please. All right. Okay, let's begin. Weather. El que beba yo agua o whiskey en la clase da lo mismo. Whether I drink water or whiskey in class doesn't really matter because I don't drink enough of it to affect me during the class. But I drink water because I don't like whiskey. Yeah. Now, when I go to a restaurant, whether I order Rioja, Ribera, or another wine, maybe from Navarre or from La Mancha, depends on what I'm going to order to eat. Also, whether I order wine or beer also depends on what I want to eat. Whether I drink a lot of water or very little water during the afternoon often depends on what I had for lunch. Okay. And whether you learn English or not in the end depends on the effort you make. All right. If you make an effort, you will learn. If you don't make an effort, you won't. It's very simple. Yeah. I can't tell you whether you will learn English well or not because I don't know you. I don't know what kind of effort you are making now or what kind of effort you are willing to make. Dispuesto a hacer. I don't know what kind of effort you're willing to make in the future. But whatever effort you make, it has to be good. And then I can be confident that you will learn a lot, okay? Whether, yes. Y recordad, remember, after the little word if, we never use an infinitive in English. It's incorrect to say, I don't know if, or I don't know if to drink water now or not. No sé si beber ahora o no. I don't know if to drink now or not is impossible in English. It's incorrect. Sounds bad. We say whether. I don't know whether to drink some water now or not for my throat. I don't know whether to. Entonces, so, when you use an infinitive after si in español, no sé si llamarle o no, it's always whether. When you have options, okay, of decision that you make, that applies to you, we use whether. I don't know whether to call him or to write an email to him. I don't know whether to send the letter today or tomorrow. I don't know whether to come here tomorrow or to postpone the class until I get my voice back. I don't know whether to do this or that. I don't know if the door, cambiando el sujeto de yo, I don't know, al door. I don't know if the door is open or not. Pero también se admite whether. I don't know whether the door is open or not. Ahora, si dices whether, cambiando el sujeto, yo no sé si María está enfadada o no. I don't know if she's angry or not. I don't know whether she's angry or not. Ambos valen. Si decimos or not, tenemos más tendencia a usar whether. Ahora, si no se dice or not después, no se puede usar whether. No puedo decir, no sé si está enfadada. I don't know whether she's angry. No, I don't know if she's angry. Yeah. I don't know if it's true. I don't know whether it's true or not. Okay? Pero cuando hay or not, tenéis la opción. I don't know if it's true or not. No sé si es verdad o no. No sé si es verdad o mentira. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know whether it's true or not. Now, if there's an infinitive, sin cambio de sujeto en la segunda parte de la frase, whether. No sé si creerles o no. O sea, el sujeto al principio es yo, no yo. Y en la segunda parte, yo no sé si yo debo creerles. I don't know whether to believe them or not. I don't know whether to hold a pen or a pencil. I don't know whether to use the blue pencil or the red pencil. I don't know whether to put them back in the container or to keep them in my hands. I don't know whether to hold them in my left hand or in my right hand. I can't make up my mind. I don't know whether to hold them like this or to hold them like this. Yeah. I don't know whether to hold them right side up or to hold them upside down. I don't know whether to put them back now or to keep them with me, but I'm going to put them back. And I don't know whether to take a break yet or to continue teaching. Yeah. If I continue teaching, there's a problem. If I take a break, there isn't. So probably the best thing is to say, listen, our sponsors have a few words to say to you, and then I'll be right back.
Hi, and welcome to Vago en Inglés 4.0. My name is Alberto Alonso, and I'm the fastest speaker that you'll ever meet. Next to Richard Brown. He's faster than I am. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've been following along with the class, and we hope you've been learning a lot. I know that my student right here has been learning a lot. Why? Because she proves it, lo demuestra. She proves that she's learning a lot, and she remembers, and she repeats, and she does everything that I ask her to do. So she's a model student, un modelo estudiante. Ladies and gentlemen, she's laughing. I mean it, lo digo en serio, I mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mamen. Mamen,
Thank
how
you,
are
Alberto. Fine.
It's true, yeah.
Okay.
If you don't like your introductions, I can tone it down
yes,
a little bit.
no. Hi.
She's like, ladies and gentlemen, the best person in the whole world, the most beautiful, most attractive, charismatic. She loves it.
50 points.
50 points for me. Toma. 50 points for me.
Okay.
That's right. And that's a good way to get, I'm going to give you another 50 points.
Okay.
When you give me points, I give them back. Okay?
Okay.
So that's a good way to get points, remember.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ask me what we're going to look at today.
What are we going to look at today?
We're going to look at weather.
Oh,
Do you know what this is?
weather. Yes, sí. O weather, tiempo.
Eso es. Tenemos dos weathers. Muy
Yes.
bien. No has caído en mi trampa.
No.
Weather es el tiempo. What's the weather like? ¿Qué tiempo hace? ¿Hay otra forma de decir eso? What's the weather like? ¿Y hay otra forma? ¿Cómo se puede decir?
How is the weather?
How's the weather? Que no liáis porque hay oído gente decir how is the weather like? O what con like o how sin
Yeah.
like. What is the weather like or how's the weather? Pero también tenemos weather como sí. Depende si él va a venir. It depends whether he's coming or not. Okay, weather, y se escribe con H. W-H-E-T-H-E-R. Ok, so, vamos a mirar, vamos a practicar con este
Okay.
weather, ok? No sé si vendrá o no.
I don't know whether he comes or not.
He'll.
come or not.
Ok, one more time, because es futuro.
Ah.
He will, lo contraemos, he'll.
I don't know whether he'll come or not.
Ask me, ¿sabes si vendrá o no?
Do you know
Weather.
whether he will come?
Contraémelo.
No.
Do you know whether
do
he'll
you
come
know
or not?
whether he'll come?
Ok, I don't know whether he'll come or not. El sí. Ok, ¿sabes si vendrá?
Do you know he'll come?
Do you know?
Whether he'll come.
Y lo acabamos de hacer, es la misma pregunta.
It's true.
One more time.
Do you know whether he'll come?
Do you know whether he'll come? I don't know whether he'll come. No he decidido si comprármelo o no.
I haven't decided whether to buy it or not.
Yeah, I haven't decided whether to buy it or not. ¿Has decidido comprarte el azul o el verde?
Have you decided? Have you already? No. Have
Have
you
you decided
decided whether the blue one or
Whether to buy?
to buy? Yes. Have you decided whether
Whether to buy.
whether to buy the blue one or the green one?
Okay. Have you? So one more time, lo tienes. Have you decided?
Have you decided whether to buy the blue one or the green one?
Yes, perfect. Okay, whether. Usamos, I can't decide whether to go or not. No puedo decir si ir o no. Muy bien. Very good. Impressive. 50 points. Come on. Did you know it at home? 50 points for you too. Don't worry about it. Points for everyone. Okay, now, aquí vamos a hablar de una muletilla. A tag, como decimos en inglés. Una coletilla. Una coletilla.
Una
que ponemos.
coletilla.
And how do you say, deja de hablar. ¿Quieres?
Stop talking. Don't you? No.
Este siempre es will you.
Will you?
Okay. La coletilla es ¿quieres? Es will you.
Okay.
Okay. So deja de hablar. ¿Quieres?
Stop talking, will you?
Right. O shut up. También.
Shut up.
Si queremos ser
Yes.
más. Shut up, will you?
Okay.
Las veces que he oído eso. A lo mejor me lo están diciendo ahora. Que te calles ya. Shut up, que quedan 2 minutos. Shut up, will you? Cállate.
Okay.
¿Quieres? Ok. Recoge tus cosas. ¿Quieres?
Take.
Pick up.
Yes. Pick up your things. Will you?
Will you?
Will you?
Tienes que darlo porque
Yeah.
no es agresivo, pero es will you?
Okay.
Como
Okay.
so a little
Pick up your things, will you?
yeah, pick up your things, will you? Ok, muy bien. Siéntate, ¿quieres?
Sit down, will you?
Ok, ponte de pie, ¿quieres?
Stand up, will you?
Stand up, will you? Deja de cantar, ¿quieres?
Stop singing, will you?
Stop singing, will you? Ok, deja de quejarte.
Stop complaining, will you?
Muy bien. Stop complaining, will you? Bien, bien. Sí, hay que hacer como que estás
Yeah.
harta. Como, stop complaining, will you?
Okay. Stop complaining, will you?
Stop complaining, will you? ¿Quieres? Ok. No me molestes más, ¿quieres?
Don't bother me anymore, will you?
Yeah, don't bother me anymore, will you? Will you? Tienes que ir un poco los ojos Clint Eastwood. Will you?
Okay.
Ok. Lárgate, ¿quieres?
Get out of here, will you?
Get out of here, will you? Leave. Es otra forma. Leave, will you? Acabe la clase, ¿quieres?
Finish the class, will you?
Okay, if you insist. You want me to finish the class?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you a command though too. Study, will you?
Of course.
All right. También en casa. Remember, ¿quieres? Will you? Will you study? I hope so. See you next time. Ciao.
Welcome back. I'm confused today. I thought the last break was for the sponsors, and it wasn't. The next break is for the sponsors. Yeah. Oh, that happens to me more and more now. Yeah, los despistes. I'm very absent-minded. Despistado, mente ausente. Left-handed, right-handed, open-minded, absent-minded. Okay. I'm an absent-minded person. But it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go to camera number 1, because I want to teach the verb to tend. Do you understand? You don't? Well, let's go to camera 1. To tend. I have a tendency to get angry. No. I have a tendency to get impatient easily. Rarely to get angry. I don't usually get angry, but I often get impatient. I'm a very impatient person. I want instant gratification. Now. All right? Yes. Sometimes when I ask a person, I say, Maria, could you please bring me some more water? And Maria says to me, I say, Maria, can you bring me some water? And Maria says, say the magic word. And I say, now. For me, that's the magic word, but I want it now, all right? So, I tend to lose my patience. I tend to become impatient. A tendency es una tendencia personal. Entonces, si tengo la tendencia, tiendo a, igual que en español, tender, to tend. Ahora, trend, si le insertas una R ahí, trend, es una tendencia de comportamiento que sé, algunos capítulos macroeconómicos, la tendencia es hacia mayor paro ahora. The trend is towards more unemployment. It's a very negative trend. We need a positive trend, okay, in which employment is being created and not destroyed. But now the trend in Spain is the destruction of jobs, not the creation of jobs. That's the trend. But in general, around the world, the general trend, long-term trend, is improvement in the quality of life. Maybe not this year or next year because of the recession, but the general trend over the past 50 years has been a marked improvement in the quality of life and a marked reduction in poverty. Although there's still a lot of poverty, the trend is good. Entonces, cuando hablamos de tendencia de este tipo, decimos trend. Cuando hablamos de una tendencia personal, tengo la tendencia de enfadarme con facilidad, no decimos trend, decimos tendency, igual que en español. Tendency. Okay? En español, la misma palabra para nosotros, hay una tendencia, la tendencia, línea, que, but in English, no, we have two words, trend and tendency. And then the verb is to tend. The Maria tends to lose her temper easily. Me, no. I tend to lose my patience, but not my temper. To lose your temper es perder los estribos y estallar de rabia, de enfado. And she tends to get angry easily. I don't. I tend to get impatient, but I don't tend to get angry. Maria tends to get angry, okay? And other people, yeah. Other people tend to do other things. I have a good friend who tends to laugh every time you talk to him about serious things. You say, listen, Sergio, listen, I have a problem. And Sergio, well, what's your problem? And he starts laughing. He tends to start laughing when you approach him with something serious. I don't know why. Okay, he tends. Some people tend to misunderstand. They tend not to listen. Other people tend to interrupt you before you finish your sentences. I remember about 6 months ago, or more, no, about 1 year ago, I was interviewing myself, I and another person in this organization. We were interviewing different potential job candidates for an important position. Yeah, job candidates for an important position in this organization, very important. And I remember one candidate whose CV, whose resume was quite good. And it was clear he was a competent person, intelligent, pleasant person. But he tended to interrupt me before I finished my sentences. But every single time. I remember saying, well, Rafa, I see that you have quite a bit of experience in the area of e-learning. Before I could finish the sentence, he cut me off. And he cut me off constantly. And when you tend to cut other people off, When you tend to finish other people's sentences, it's not a very good tendency. Okay? I have that problem sometimes, not very often, but I need to bite my tongue because I tend to become impatient. And when I'm with people who are slow speakers, who develop their sentences slowly, I tend to finish their sentences for them to speed up the conversation. And it's not a good thing to do. In fact, it can cause problems, all right, because people don't like to be interrupted, first of all. And second, they don't like other people finishing their sentences because sometimes you don't finish them right. And that happens to me sometimes when people try to finish my sentences. And I said, well, that's not what I was going to say. They say, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. People tend to finish other people's sentences in conversations. Some people tend to get angry easily. Other people tend to I remember one person who tended to sweat in class. When I was teaching him, sweat formed on his upper lip because I was making him produce a lot of English during class. And he tended to get nervous and to sweat. And then, after a certain amount of time, he learned not to get nervous. But he still tended to sweat, to have a tendency. La gente tiende a no creerme cuando digo, people tend not to believe me when I tell them that they need at least 1,000 hours of class to make an important change in their English. They tend to disbelieve me, but it's true. You need that. Our sponsors now, I'll be right back after the sponsors. You know, people here in Spain, from the point of view of a foreigner, people in Spain tend to disbelieve you first before they believe you. People in Spanish, this is true, this is my opinion, I think it's correct. Spanish people tend to withhold confidence, retener la confianza primero, and not to give confidence first. People in Spain tend to be unconfident, not to be confident in people at the beginning. All right? Piensa mal y acertarás. Piensa mal primero y luego que demuestre lo contrario. It's kind of like you're guilty until you prove that you're innocent. All right? People tend to desconfiar. People tend to, es que no se dice en inglés desconfiar. People tend to be, not to be confident in other people. They have this tendency. For me, that's a negative tendency. If it changed, many things could change in this country. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello everyone, I'm Hannah. Welcome again to another block with me, your teacher. Okay, we're going to start, of course, como siempre, I have to introduce my special guest, my lovely student, Luca. Hello, Luca.
Hi, Hannah.
How are you today? How are you today?
Fine, thank you. You?
I'm great, thank you. The same thing always happens. Siempre queremos preguntarnos, we want to ask each other, how are you? No, me first, yo primero. Okay, we're going to look at a very important verb, un verbo, today. The verb is to tend, okay, to tend. Now, what is the meaning of to tend? A ver, en español.
Que me sale intentar, pero no es intentar, ¿no?
Tender.
Tender.
Exactly. So, the verb to tend significa tender, tender. But of course, not tender como la ropa, no. En ese sentido, no. We're looking at demostrar una tendencia u orientación, right? Inclinarse a así. So, en ese sentido, tender. El verbo es to tend, to tend. So, let's translate some sentences. A ver si podéis decir las frases bien con este verbo to tend. Ok, suelo estar de acuerdo con él.
I tend to agree with him.
Perfect, very good, repeat.
I tend to agree with him.
Excellent, muy bien, muy bien. So, suelo estar de acuerdo con él is, again, tengo la tendencia, right? Or tiendo, literalmente. So in English we say I tend, porque es verbo. I tend, y después infinitivo. I tend to agree with him. And also remember, estar de acuerdo, nunca decimos to be, nunca usamos el verbo to be aquí. Usamos simplemente to agree. Okay, so I tend to agree with him. Si voy de compras, cuando tengo hambre, tiendo a comprar más comida de lo normal. Es
If I
verdad.
go-
It's true.
If I go shopping when I am hungry,
Uh-huh.
I tend to buy more food than normal.
Okay, great. Very good. Great. So, es una frase larga, repito. Si voy de compras cuando tengo hambre. If I go shopping when I'm hungry, tiendo a comprar más comida de lo normal. I tend to buy, again, I tend más infinitivo. I tend to buy more food than normal. Muy bien. La gente dice que las mujeres tienden a vivir más que los hombres.
People say,
People say,
people say
Mhm.
women tend to live longer than men.
very good, así, perfect. So, people say, la gente dice, presente simple. Remember, gente siempre es singular o plural?
Plural.
Yes,
plural.
okay.
People are.
Exactly, people are. So, people say. No quiero oír people says. People says, no, porque no es singular, no es tercera persona singular, es plural, siempre. So, people say women tend to live longer than men. Now, ojo aquí, here we use que las mujeres tienden a vivir más que a los hombres. Here we don't use the women y después the men. ¿Por qué? Porque aquí estamos hablando de mujeres en general. Ya sabéis, cuando hablamos de algo en general, quitamos the. No usamos el artículo específico o determinado the. So people say women tend to live longer than men. Ok, la gente también dice que la gente diestra tiende a vivir más que la gente zurda.
Okay. People say,
People also say,
right-handed person,
people.
people
Uh-huh.
live longer than left-handed people.
Very good. Muy bien. Repeat.
People say,
People also say,
right. right-handed people
Mm-hmm.
live longer than left-handed people.
Very good. Okay, so when we say diestra, gente diestra, gente zurda, so we use right-handed. Dos palabras ahí con guión. Right, guión, handed. Right-handed, okay? So people also say, así la gente también dice, people also say that right-handed people live longer than left-handed people, okay? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
Okay, ask me the same question.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed. Okay, very good. But I know some people who are left-handed.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Okay, great. Now let's look at una frase negativa, right? A frase en negativo. So, ella no suele comer comida rápida. How do we say that in negativo?
She doesn't eat.
She doesn't
She doesn't tend to eat fast food.
Very good, muy bien. She doesn't tend, simplemente con el verbo auxiliar en negativo, como cualquier otro verbo. She doesn't tend to eat fast food. Now, hay otra forma, otra opción para decir lo mismo. And how do we say that? She tends...
She tends not to eat fast food.
Exactly. Okay, now, habéis visto. So this structure, esta estructura diferente, pero dices lo mismo. So she tends, right? La primera parte con verbo en afirmativo. Again, she tends con tercera persona singular, ya sabéis. So she tends not. Simplemente metemos not antes del infinitivo que sigue. She tends not to eat fast food. So again, aquí dos frases que significan lo mismo. Dices lo mismo, pero de dos formas distintas. Negativo. She doesn't tend to eat fast food, or she tends not to eat fast food. All right, otro ejemplo más. Negativo. Él tiende a no comprar comida enlatada.
He doesn't tend to buy tin food,
Canned.
canned food.
Okay, good. Repeat.
He doesn't tend to buy canned food.
Very good. Canned. Enlatada es canned. C-A-N-N-E-D. So he doesn't tend to buy canned food. ¿Y la otra forma?
He tends not to buy canned food.
Very good. Así. So he tends, primera parte en afirmativa, right? He tends not to buy canned food. Okay, very good. Great. ¿Los gatos tienden a ser más limpios que los perros?
Cats tend to be cleaner than dogs.
Okay, very good. So cats tend to be cleaner than dogs. Okay, good. So el verbo to tend. Okay, good job, Luca, como siempre. And also at home, good job, everyone. This is my last class with all of you, así que me despido. Bye-bye. Good luck. Keep practicing, and I'll see you soon somewhere else. Bye-bye.
All right, welcome back. The present continuous, the past continuous, and the future continuous. Right now, I'm sitting in front of you, teaching you English. Present continuous. Yesterday, at this same time, I was sitting here, looking at you, and teaching you English. Past continuous. Future continuous. Tomorrow, at this same time, I'll be sitting in front of you, and I'll be teaching you something. Well, tomorrow, no. Tomorrow at this time, I'll be talking to you, not teaching you. Tomorrow's the last class. The last class, can you believe it? So tomorrow I'll be sitting here talking to you and giving you some advice, giving you some recommendations, giving you some advice, some advice, some advice. Memorizad esta expresión, some advice, unos consejos, pero la palabra advice es incontable. No puedes decir one advice, two advices. Es incontable. Igual que decir algo de mantequilla, some butter, some advice. Hoy sácame un poco de asesoramiento de la nevera o algunos consejos. Some advice. Or I won't give you any advice. But tomorrow, at this time, futuro continuo, I'll be giving you some advice. Okay? And in 10 seconds, I will be moving to camera number 1. Not yet. But in 10 seconds, I'll be moving to camera number 1. Ya verás. You'll see. Okay, camera 1. There we are. Okay, we also use, it's very common, it's not important for you to remember this when you speak, but when you listen, yes. We use the future continuous many times simply to express a future action. Tomorrow I'll be flying to Paris. Tomorrow I'll be going to the doctor about my cough. Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be seeing the doctor. Tomorrow I'll be attending at least 3 meetings. I'm using the future continuous, but I could use the future simple as well. Tomorrow I'll fly to Paris, or tomorrow I'm going to fly, or tomorrow I'm flying to Paris. But when it's a question of the future tense, there are 4 possibilities. Don't worry. Use the tense that's the easiest for you. Tomorrow I'm flying to Paris. Tomorrow I'm going to fly to Paris. Tomorrow I'll fly to Paris. Tomorrow I'll be flying to Paris. We use them all. You choose one and use it. I'm teaching you this to expose your ear to a very common expression and to teach the future continuous, because in some cases it's necessary. What will you be doing tomorrow at this very moment? Well, let's see. Tomorrow, at this very moment, I will be teaching you, as every day. What will you be doing tonight at 10 p.m.? tonight at 10 p.m., I'll be having dinner. Yes. I have a dinner appointment at 9:30. So at 10 o'clock tonight, I'll be having dinner. And what will you be doing tonight at midnight? Well, probably I'll be going home. I'll be on my way home because I doubt that the dinner will last beyond 11:30. I really doubt that the dinner will last beyond 11:30. I really doubt that the dinner will last for more than 2 hours. So I think that at midnight, I'll be practically at my door, opening my door. Future continuous. What will I be doing at midnight tonight? I'll be unlocking the door to my house. Okay, la puerta a mi casa, decimos en inglés, no la puerta de mi casa. I'll be opening the door to my house with the key to the door. The key to the door to the house. At midnight tonight. And Richard, what will you be doing at 12:15 tonight? At a quarter past midnight at 12:15, I'll probably be checking my emails on the computer. And what will you be doing at 20 past 11? I said, well, if I don't have any emails, at 20 past 11, 20 past 12, excuse me, I'll probably be brushing my teeth. And what will you be doing at 2 o'clock in the morning tonight? I'll be sleeping, I hope, okay? Or maybe I hope not, it depends on who I'm with. No, I'll be sleeping, all right? And what will you be doing tomorrow at 11 a.m.? Well, let's see, tomorrow at 11 a.m., I'll be working in my office. I won't be here yet because I come here in the afternoons. So I'll be working in my office. And what do you think you'll be doing? At 11 o'clock tomorrow, I'll probably be writing some emails. And what will you be doing tomorrow at 10 a.m.? At 10 a.m., what will I be doing tomorrow at 10 a.m.? I'll be teaching English. Where will you be teaching English? I'll be teaching English on the radio. All right, at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yes. And what will you be doing at this time tomorrow morning? No, at this time or in the afternoon? Well, look, at this time tomorrow afternoon, I'll be teaching you. I'll be giving this class. And I'll be talking about certain things that are necessary to talk about in the English learning process. The process of learning English, tomorrow I'll talk about that. I'll give you some pointers. I'll give you some tips. I'll give you some advice. Tres formas para decir consejos. I'll give you some pointers. I'll give you some tips. I'll give you some advice. Prefiero el tercero. I'll give you some advice. I'll give you some recommendations. All right. Yes. I'll give you some counsel. Pero se dice poco eso. So, what will I be doing tomorrow at this time? I'll be talking to you. I'll be sermoning you. I'll be doing a lot of things. What will Maria be doing tomorrow at this time? Probably painting her nails. She'll probably be painting her nails. Or she'll probably be moving around behind the cameras, distracting me. That's what she'll probably be doing tomorrow. Futuro continuo. ¿Y qué hacía ella qué estaba haciendo ahora mismo ayer? Well, at this time yesterday, I think she was studying Italian. She has an Italian textbook over there. And sometimes she takes advantage of this time to brush up on her Italian, to study her Italian. And I think that's what she was doing yesterday at this time. What is she doing right now? She's standing behind the camera telling me I have half a minute left. And what will she be doing tomorrow at this time? Probably the same thing, telling me I have half a minute left. Yes, yes, that's Maria's life, telling people how much time they have left. She's a person who times everything we do. Future continuous. It's very easy. El verbo to be. ¿Qué estarás haciendo, conduciendo, etc.? I'll be doing, I'll be driving, I'll be going, etc. So I'll see you in a few minutes.
Hi there, nice to see you again. My name's Carly, and before we start, I want to introduce my guest, Luca. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good,
And
all
you?
right. Fine, thank you. Will you help me with some vocabulary?
Yes.
Perfect, good. I'm going to give the English, Luca's going to give the Spanish, and then we're going to practice the pronunciation of both of them. So let's see. The first word of vocabulary, to crash. How do you say to crash in Spanish?
Chocarse.
Good, yeah, you say he crashed the car, for example. Or he crashed the car into another car, to crash.
To crash.
Good, crash, yeah. Or you could say the stock market, la bolsa, the stock market crashed. It goes down, to crash. So practice this out loud at home in voz alta. Crash. The second word, how do you say to own in Spanish? I'll give you a hint. We say to possess.
Posesión.
Poseer, no?
Poseer.
Yeah, poseer. I always forget this in Spanish. To possess, or more commonly, to own. El dueño is owner, and the verb to own. So the owner of the company owns the company. Own. Tell me.
To own.
Perfect. Own. Good pronunciation. Own. And you at home out loud. Own. How do you say tip in Spanish?
Propina.
Good. Tip. Yeah, you leave a tip on the table. Here, no, but in Canada, it's common. To tip someone, okay? Good. Tip. Tell me tip.
Tip.
Perfect, with the P. Tip. Good. How do you say to convince in Spanish?
Convencer.
Good. Convince. The only thing with, sometimes I hear convince, and it's convince. Convince with the V. Tell me.
Convince.
Good with V. Repeat.
Convince.
One more time.
Convince.
Good. Convince. Actually, the con sounds like can, a U. Convince. Convince. Convince.
Convince.
That's perfect. Convince.
Convince.
Yeah, good, good. And you at home, be practicing this as well. Luca's not the only one repeating. The last one. How do you say suddenly in Spanish?
De repente.
Good. Suddenly, right? We have suddenly, and there's another one. All of a sudden. Have you heard that?
Sí.
All of a sudden. So they're the two options. Almost always you have options, but these are the 5 we're practicing today. So study those, practice the pronunciation, and try to use them in conversation. Make them useful to you. All right, let's practice the future continuous. The future continuous. In Spanish, I don't think it's very common, but in English, it is quite common. So I'll give you a sentence, and you're going to translate it for me. We'll practice. Estarás pintando mañana a las 10.
Will you be painting tomorrow at 10?
Good, and not a question. Make the affirmative. You'll be.
You'll be painting tomorrow at 10.
Perfect. So you will, contracted. You'll be painting tomorrow at 10 o'clock or 10 p.m. You choose. You'll be painting. The future continuous, we say. Te estaremos esperando a las 8.
We'll be waiting for you at 8.
Perfect. Good. We'll be, all together. We'll be waiting for you at 8. No veremos de eso en la reunión de mañana.
We won't be...
No veremos eso en la reunión mañana.
We won't see that.
In the continuous, we won't be plus gerund.
We won't be seeing that at the meeting tomorrow.
Excellent, good. We won't be seeing. We won't be seeing that at the meeting tomorrow. You're adding a little action into it. We won't see that is fine, but we won't be seeing. We won't be seeing that in the meeting tomorrow. Or, no hablaremos de eso en la reunión mañana.
We won't be talking of that.
Talking
about that.
Good.
At the meeting tomorrow.
Perfect. We won't be talking about. We won't be talking about that at the meeting tomorrow. Very good. ¿Estarás estudiando el sábado que viene?
Will you be studying tomorrow, next Saturday?
No,
will
tomorrow.
Will you be studying next Saturday?
Good, exactly. You could say el sábado que viene, next or this. They're both correct. And in English, I think we have the same miscommunication as Spanish with el próximo or el que viene. We say, will you be studying this Saturday or next Saturday? You just have to make sure you understand each other. All right. Estaremos hablando de ti mañana en la reunión.
We will be talking about you tomorrow at the meeting.
Good, that's not nice because we'll be talking about you, but that's life. We'll be talking about you tomorrow at the meeting or in the meeting. Perfect. Estaremos conduciendo a las 4 el domingo.
We will be driving at 4
on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yep, perfect.
At
4 o'clock.
This Sunday? No.
You
on
could.
Sunday.
I mean, you could, but you don't have to because you don't know the information. We'll be driving at 4 on Sunday. At 4?
Okay. We'll be driving at 4 on Sunday.
Perfect, good. You could say this Sunday, but we don't know. We'll be driving at 4 on Sunday. Good. ¿Estarás haciendo algo mañana en la oficina? Affirmative.
You will be doing something tomorrow at the office.
Perfect, good. Again, in or at, but I really like when Lucas says at the office. It's really common. At the office, at home, at the meeting versus in. You'll be doing something at the office tomorrow. You'll be doing something. Good. Couple questions in English for Luca. Will you be walking in the park on Saturday?
Yes, I'll be walking in the park on Saturday.
Good, a little exercise, right? I'll be walking in the park. Will they be playing tennis at the sports club?
Yes, they'll be playing tennis at the sports club.
Perfect, good. So they'll be playing. It's completely fine if you say they'll play, but it feels like a bit more action. They'll be playing. They'll be playing tennis at the sports club. Will you be eating early tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be eating early tomorrow.
Good, yeah, earlier than normal maybe, okay? You'll be eating earlier than normal. Why will they be traveling to Morocco?
I don't know why they will be traveling to Morocco.
Perfect. I don't know why they'll be. I don't know why they'll be traveling to Morocco. Ask me why they will.
Why they will be?
Why will they be?
Why will they be traveling to Morocco?
They'll be traveling there to learn about the culture. So if you continue, you can add the infinitive. They'll be traveling there to learn about the culture. They'll be traveling. It also sounds sooner than just will. They will travel there. They'll be traveling there sounds more immediate, more en un futuro próximo, we would say. Ask me if I'll be cooking tomorrow night.
Will you be cooking tomorrow night?
Yes, I'll be cooking dinner tomorrow night. I'll be cooking dinner tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, in fact. Ask me if I'll be learning to drive next year.
Will you be learning to drive next year?
I don't think so. I can't drive with a standard.
Can't.
I don't know how. It's only automatic. So no, I won't be learning to drive next year. I don't think. Good. Ask me if I'll be studying Spanish on the weekend.
Will you be studying Spanish at the weekend?
Good. At or on. They're both perfect. Yeah, maybe. I'll be studying Spanish at the weekend or on the weekend. Will you be studying English on the weekend? At home? Luca?
I will.
Good, good. She'll be studying. Good. Ask me if I'll be waiting for my mother on Sunday.
Will you be waiting for your mother on Saturday?
On Sunday.
On Sunday?
Good. No, I won't be waiting for my mother on Sunday, right? Maybe it'll have to wait. She's not going to be here. So to be in the future, will be doing something. What will you be doing on Saturday? I'll be studying. All right, keep practicing. Bye-bye.
All right. Congratulations on finishing class number 194, which means that tomorrow is our last day. Tomorrow is our last class together for the moment because I highly recommend that you continue in the advanced level, all of you. And those of you who are not official students, think about it. Think about the idea of signing up officially for this because people pay more attention, concentrate more, and focus more on the essential grammar that you need to be a good speaker. Now, tomorrow, I'm not really going to teach. I'm going to speak in English most of the time. But I think you need to make an effort, and I think you need to make a point to be here tomorrow because I'm going to give you some very good advice, some very important advice about how to take the necessary steps to solve your deficiencies with English language. So, see you tomorrow, please.